thumbs up or hands up, everyone's good. There's a few more people that have kind of said that they're struggling to get in, so Dave's kind of sending them a message now. It was probably Dave that messed it up, to be fair. So once I get a little early dig in there. It's amazing to kind of see everyone. Hope you're having an incredible week so far, an incredible month. I know it's been certainly a bit of a busy time here at kind of Includability. Amazing kind of an honour to say that we, for those of you who don't know and haven't seen, but Includability was awarded kind of B Corp kind of status. So we're now officially a B Corp certified organisation with an incredible score of 143.2. Which we're hoping there'll be a couple of kind of best in worlds in there as well, which kind of really made us think about what can we do within the Includability community, which to a person and to a company is all incredible. But there's a huge connection between B Corp, B Lab, one of our partners, and Includability, and there's so much good stuff that happens kind of between all of those that actually we thought we might as well have a webinar where we try and kind of reflect on some of the companies that are kind of within the B Corp community and the impact that they've had on the people that are within it. So we've got some incredible kind of guest speakers. It's pretty packed, so we're actually going to have only one breakout room. But please get to know each other in the chat feed. As always, keep it busy. Please put your kind of LinkedIn details in there. Tell us where you're from, who you're from. The whole point of what we want to try and do is break down every kind of barrier. There's no competitiveness in here. It's all about kind of collaboration and working together. There'll be a few links that you'll see coming through as well. So I'll talk about it in a bit more detail a bit later on. But our other company, Disrupt, has just launched a job board specifically for B Corps. And it's entirely free to advertise your vacancies on there. So we just want to do what we can to get incredible people working for businesses that are purpose-led. So if you do have vacancies and you would like them advertised, we will put them across kind of socials and try and kind of bang the drum for you. But just put your name in the chat feed, and one of the team, Dave, James, kind of Chloe, anyone will kind of get in touch with you, and we'll make sure that they get kind of advertised. Details for the next ESG, there's a little bit of a kind of an ongoing theme actually, because we've got Satya Harvey from Lucky Saint, who are also a B Corp, talking. We've got Michael Lloyd from the Mental Health Charter, and we've got Gunraj Arora kind of talking. So hey Gunraj. So I think that's kind of that's me done. We'll, as always, we do B1G1 commitments. Dave will put the links to the B1G1 projects that we want to kind of support, and you can have your choice. But without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to the incredible Laura Slack. So Laura's the founder of B Corp Export and expert and sustainability consultant at Honeywell Bakes. So Laura, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you. I'll start off by unmuting myself. It's always useful, isn't it? Thank you for having me. I'm going to share a very brief, it's just a keynote presentation, which should be there now. Can you see that? Yeah, cool. Okay. So I'm going to go through very briefly what the process is to become a B Corp, and then the other brilliant people that are here will talk to you about actually being a B Corp. So first of all, a B Corp is a company that is committed to meeting like rigorous standards, as you can see on this slide, of social and environmental performance. It's all about balancing profit with people and the planet, so that one thing isn't more important than another. And there's so many amazing B Corps now, and it's growing so rapidly. There's I think about 1,600 now in the UK. But bearing in mind, only just over a year ago, there was only 500. So it is growing really fast, which is amazing. And globally, there's 6,000, a bit more than 6,000 now. So in terms of percentages, small numbers, but businesses that are doing really, really great things. There's two different logos that you'll see. So first of all, the Certified B Corporation is somebody like Includability, who are certified. They've been through the whole process and they've reached the standards and they're certified. The pending is not for businesses that are in the queue to become certified. That's for businesses that have less than 12 months trading. So they have set up from the beginning with B Corp standards, which has been certified, they've been looked at by B Lab and verified as following the standards, but they can't be an actual certified B Corp just because they don't have 12 months books. Basically, you have to have 12 months finances and things like that to be fully certified. This is a whistle-stop tour. I am talking quite quickly. I've got my timer on because I'm aware there's quite a lot to get through and not a huge amount of time. So if I'm too quick, somebody just shout at me. So who's eligible to be a B Corp? It's designed for for-profit companies. It was set up by some friends in America who basically set up a basketball apparel and footwear company. They treated all their team really well, their supply chains, everything. They really cared about them. They sold the business to somebody that they thought was going to continue, and really quickly their whole philosophy and principles that the business was founded upon were ripped apart, and they were really heartbroken and realized they had to do something to kind of stop that happening again. So that was a background. So it's not for non-profits or charities or social enterprises. It is designed for for-profit companies, but like I said, balancing people and the planet with the profit. There is a cost to it. It's £250 to submit for certification, or £500 one-off for a pending company. And then annually you have to pay a fee which starts at £1,000 and increases up to, I think, 50,000 for £1 billion turnover or something, but it increases in increments, and you can get that information readily available online. There's also a reduction in cost for businesses that are 50% owned by underrepresented groups. So people of colour or other underrepresented ethnicities, women or female identified, people with disabilities, LGBTQ+. It's also, that's not a definitive list. So if 50% or more is owned by somebody you believe to be from an underrepresented group, then you can contact B Lab about that. And that will, and if, as long as the revenue is under 5 million, that reduces the fee by half, which is useful. And also, if you sign up to something like 1% for the planet, then your fees for 1% of your B Corp fees count towards your donation. So how do you become a B Corp? So the first thing is the B Impact Assessment. It's a free online tool that anybody can use. You don't have to be committed to being a B Corp to use the tool. It's there for anyone. So you could look at it just to assess your business as it is now. You could use it to improve even. You can use all the tools that are available on it without committing to be a B Corp. So it's the whole purpose of it is that they wanted it to be kind of available for everybody. So at the moment, it's split up into 5 categories. Governance is kind of the legal side of things. So this also covers your, you have to make some legal changes in order to be a B Corp. So writing into your articles of association, basically balancing the people and the profits, obviously all legal terminology, but that's what it is. So that if any decisions that they've made about the business going forward, that the people and the planet have to be considered in line with profit. And if you have shareholders, then they have to agree for that. But there's B Corp certified lawyers that know exactly what they're doing and can help with the process. It doesn't have to be as daunting as it sounds. It's also about codes of ethics, corruption, financial security, and that type of thing in governance. Workers is all about how you treat your team, your staff. So some of the terminology is American. So workers just means employees. And that's to do with whether people have minimum hours contracts, for example. Do you do 0 hours, which obviously isn't great for people, or does everybody know the minimum they're going to do each month? What do they get paid? Are you living wage, or even better, higher than living wage employer? What's your annual leave, maternity, paternity, any kind of employee assistance programs, all sorts of things about workers and how you treat people. Community is about how you engage with the area around you. So do you try to prioritize local suppliers? Do you try to employ people from locally? It's also about your supply chain as well, because obviously that might not impact the local community. It could be the other side of the world, but your supply chain might have, well, would have massive impact on the community that you're buying from. And it's also about creating like inclusive environments. So for example, like a blind application process, whether you have management from underrepresented groups or not. And impactful banking comes under this. Banking, who you bank with is incredibly important, has a huge impact on the planet, and that comes under there, and charitable giving. Environment is all about the environment, your impact on the air, climate, water, biodiversity. The questions throughout do change a bit depending on what your business is. So for example, if you were manufacturing and you used a lot of chemicals, it would be about how you're trying to reduce the chemicals, what the situation of the water that you're using. Are you putting water back into the water table as good as it came out? Are you trying to reduce your use of it? That type of thing. It looks at your energy use, your carbon footprint, offsetting how your impact of like your travel and your commuting, all sorts of things. Land and life, it says monitoring and reporting non-hazardous waste. It's all about trying to reduce that impact. And then your customers is about your customers. So whether your product or your service is designed for a specific impact, a positive impact, so it might be that you give water to people that otherwise wouldn't have had water, or electricity, for example. It also looks at feedback and complaints and transparency with those, and quality control and data usage. And we're really conscious that I'm already at 8 minutes. I've got my timer going. So within it, there are also what's called impact business models, which are when you, for example, there's a company called Beam in London that's specifically set up to provide employment for homeless people. I think they're brilliant. They do such amazing things. So they would hit a community impact model, because that is their sole purpose of their business, is to help people that otherwise would be struggling. And that they are throughout. They're quite hard to hit, but if you do, it's great. And probably Includability have hit some, I'm guessing, to get your amazing score. So you have to score a minimum of 80, and your verification, you go into a queue, which at the moment is about 6 months. And at the end of that, you have basically some interviews with B Lab, and they're confirming, as I said earlier, that you do hit all those criteria, that you haven't just made it up. Okay, the very last bit. So why would you do it? Why would you go through all of this? I think obviously we're going to hear from Kim and why as well, from Ella's Kitchen and Matchable, so they'll explain, I'm sure. But it's a holistic assessment of your business. So there are obviously other certifications that are really good, but this is the one that shows everything. And it's proving to everybody who is involved, all your stakeholders, that you're serious about people and the planet, and shows other people as well how business can be done and should be done. And if we want to improve our planet, improve things for people worldwide, really, there isn't any other way to do business. If somebody doesn't want to certify, they can still use the impact assessment to make sure that they are working in a good way. And I'm going to stop now because I'm already at 10 minutes.
Thank you, Laura. And incredible. And again, it's for us, Disrupt, our agency, is also a B Corp. So I have kind of the honor of owning 2 B Corp businesses, and for us, and going through the process and meeting incredible people, and also being extremely understanding of everything that we need to do to be a B Corp, and ensuring that we're committing to making progress. And that has to be done through really, really broadening your horizons when it comes to connections, understanding where are the gaps within your business that you have to do better. And it is cathartic, but it is really, really important that you just take the time to evaluate your own business, your own values, your own mission, your own purpose, and you'll soon be able to start. If you haven't already, definitely do the BIA, the B Impact Assessment. Dave put the link into the BIA. But if you need any connections, if you need anything at all, then just give us a shout.